Yo, what up everybody? It's Slummy here. In this week's video for ESO, I'm going to come at the jewelry crafting in the quickest way that I found to hit level 50 on your crafting. So some of the things you want to have loaded up with you is gold, if possible. You want to have some skill points because as you're leveling up this skill, just like my other crafting videos, you want to dump skill points to get higher quality materials. And do not, I repeat, do not refine your materials until you hit level 50 and you have all your skill points into jewelry crafting. I repeat, do not refine your materials. The only way I would refine any materials is just so you have enough to complete the daily challenges, which I'll get into. With that being said, let's jump right into it. Alright, so the very first thing you really should be doing when you start jewelry crafting is get certified as early as possible. You can get certified by going into Summerset, into the capital city. There should be a person right outside, I believe is where all the blacksmithing and woodworking stations are. He'll offer you a quest. Once you complete the quest, then you'll unlock the daily missions. The reason why this is very important is because resources, and especially high value resources for refining, is kind of difficult with jewelry crafting. It's not like it is for blacksmithing where there's ores everywhere. But make sure you get certified to get access to this, and make sure you are leveling up your skill line and doing the dailies as you're leveling it up, because the higher level you are, the better quality items you get for turning into dailies. Plus you'll get a chance to get intricate rings, which will increase your XP when deconstructing it into the jewelry skill line. The second thing I highly recommend is after getting certified, start researching traits as soon as possible. The one different aspect of jewelry crafting is the fact that no matter how high of a level you get and you put skill points into it, you can only craft one item, you can only research one item at a time. So this is very time consuming. Start as early as possible. When it comes to arcane, healthy, and robust, you could pretty much get these rings anywhere by doing dolmens, but all the new traits, you have to complete specific objectives throughout the world to get those rings, to have those traits to research. What I really recommend to save yourself time is purchase the rings from guild traders. They're not horribly expensive. This way you could start researching the harder traits early. Actually, the very first thing I did is I researched Bloodthirsty because I think that's a jewelry set that is really gonna pertain to my build. So go after the jewelry sets that pertain to the builds that you really like using and start researching those first, because like I said, you can only research one at a time, and this does take a lot of time once you start getting more traits researched. Alright, now we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of leveling up the jewelry skill line. If you're not familiar with dolmens or geysers, well, you're going to get really familiar with them really fast, because this is basically going to be your significant other for the next few weeks. The best way to get jewelry pieces, and the guaranteed way to get jewelry pieces, is farming dolmens and geysers. What I highly recommend doing, and if you watch my stream you know I do this, I like to kill two birds with one stone. So if I'm going to do a dolmen grind, the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Fighters Guild, grab the daily, do those 3 dolmens, turn it in, get my rewards, and I'll be getting rings from the dolmens. And once I'm done with that, go to Alkahir Desert. That has the best dolmen placement in all the zones of Tamriel. All the dolmens are basically right next to the way shrines, and they are literally packed with people, as you can see from the game footage behind me here. I mean, there are large groups constantly running it to farm leveling, to farm jewelry items, or just running them. If you hit them in a specific way, you can actually hit every single dolmen as they start. And a lot of groups will know this rotation. So if you don't want to do it solo, or you really just want to complete them as fast as possible, try to get into one of those groups, or you can research online the dolmen, basically the dolmen route everybody takes. But with all the people there, it literally takes like 2 minutes to complete the dolmen. Make sure, if possible, if you unlock the champion level, that you have Treasure Hunter unlocked on your champion points, because by doing the dolmens and geysers, you'll actually have a chance to get 2 jewelry pieces on a drop as opposed to just 1. if you get bored with the dolmens, you can travel over to Summerset and start doing the geysers, because you are guaranteed jewelry pieces from there as well. Also, you have a good chance to get a jewelry piece from the boss when you kill them, and the pearl when you open it up. Again, make sure you have Treasure Hunter. That helps a lot. The only reason I do the geysers second is basically because they do take a lot more time and they do require a lot higher of a power level, because they are somewhat challenging. So if there's no groups running them, it could be very time consuming. It could take you a few minutes just to complete it, depending on how powerful your character is. So try to get into a geyser group if you want to change in scenery, because doing it solo could take you quite a bit of time, and you might just get frustrated or realize that it's not even worth it. So again, dolmens and geysers are the absolute must run if you want to level up this crafting skill line as fast as possible. Just farm. While you're farming dolmens or geysers or both, once you get a really good inventory of jewelry pieces, head back to a crafting station and literally deconstruct everything. If obviously you have purple jewelry pieces that you've been grinding your ass off for and that you finally got, or if there's a jewelry piece that you know you can sell on the guild store for a lot of money, you can keep those, but everything else you're not using on your character, literally deconstruct it all. I know a lot of people have a separate character that's just for crafting, so if that is the case, then just deconstruct everything. Who cares? But by doing this, your skill levels are actually going to jump up really fast. It took me about 2 weeks playing about 2 hours a day, and I wasn't even spending the full 2 hours doing the dolmen geyser grind, and the leveling just goes up so quickly. Alright, if you decide that you don't want to do the dolmens and you don't want to do the geysers, another option is to run around the world. You can get rings off of enemies. You can also get them in the treasure chest. If you're like me, I'm sure you have about 3,000 treasure maps sitting in your bank right now. You can utilize those, get the loot, see if you get rings from there. Just don't waste your inventory on rings with 0 coin value. Deconstructing those will really net you nothing. You don't really get any XP from them, so it's okay to destroy those. It's better to have rings in your inventory with value to them, so when you deconstruct them, you'll actually get some XP points. So rings with no value, just get rid of them. Alright, well that's really the basics to jewelry crafting, and that's really the best way to hit level 50 as soon as possible. If you're going to take anything out of this video, take the fact that you're not going to refine material unless you need it for the daily missions. Grinding dolmens and geysers are a guaranteed way to get rings, which will help you increase the level, and deconstruct the crap. Start researching as early as possible. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the video. If you have a better way of farming jewelry, please post it in the comments below. Please make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out a lot. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, because we are going to be doing ESO videos once a week. If you're a Destiny fan, I just started doing Destiny videos, but ESO is my main game. I love the game. Can't get enough of it. So please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're notified when my videos are uploaded. Everybody have a great day, have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing your comments.